Infrared represents the most advanced form of digital sociology to date. Why? Anyway, there's also some other news. We now have official confirmation over Jackson's censorship and the forces behind Jackson's censorship on YouTube. And it's actually pretty surprising. It wasn't, at least so far, right? It could be the case, but so far, we don't have any reason to believe it. It was not Paul Mason, so far, to the extent of our knowledge so far. Actually, it's this Discord. So there's a Discord being run by the Ukrainian government, specifically the Ukrainian government's Ministry of Digital Transformation. I don't know if that's digital information, maybe, is conducting mass reporting from this Discord. So you can see, and there's actually multiple screenshots of this. You can see, where they'll say, report his Twitter account, got banned from YouTube. Hey, we did that. I just got a message from YouTube saying that something I reported was removed. So yeah, I saw the other screenshots as well, where they were coordinating mass reports of Jackson Hinkle's YouTube channel. Yeah. Well, we are getting reports of this, right? This is where it's coming from, this fucking Discord. Now, the reason it's coming from this Discord, if you don't know what this Discord is all about, is that there's a Discord, and it's a completely fake, synthetic, artificial, astroturfed, fake meme warfare, pathetic, boomer meme, garbage thing. And it's called NAFA, something like that. It's called NAFA, where it's called NAFO. And NAFO is the most fake astroturf thing in the world. So because Ukraine is losing so badly in its, war, what else do you call it, with Russia, there's something called NAFO that is being propped up by the Ukrainian government as a digital astroturfed movement. And I still need to do the Chapo stream. I was thinking of, should I do the Chapo stream this stream? I'm not sure. I'm still, we're going to see if we have time. This is going to be a pretty long stream compared to the earlier one, so don't even have to worry about that. But NAFO is like North Atlantic Fellas Organization. And it's basically like a bunch of people who have Doge profile pictures that are mixed with Ukrainian military. It's like these Doge characters who are wearing, the Doge dog. They're the ultimate meme, Doge. If I'm a Fed and I'm trying to infiltrate internet meme culture, I'm going to look at Doge because Reddit loves the Doge fucking Shiba Inu Japanese dog. It's the most fake, cringe shit in the fucking world, right? Most Reddit fake astroturf synthetic shit in the fucking world, okay? And that specifically is being used. They might be mass reporting us right now, to be honest. I mean, it might be happening now. Pretty sure it is happening now, because I got a spike in 100 viewers just in an instant, and usually I build up. So yeah, I did get a huge spike in viewership just now. I'm pretty sure it's that Discord, right? So it's pretty clear that it's them who's, they've been engaged in this stuff. But that's being run by the Ukrainian government. And the significant thing is that I think they're learning about things like infrared. Now, infrared represents the most advanced form of digital sociology to date. Why? Because we have the guerrilla army. We have the Gorillas and Sons and, the guerrilla army. And it's a very clear tendency and orientation. It's a mass information army, right? There's precedent for the 50 Cent army, the Russian bots from 2016. These digital armies are things that the showrunners and myself actually did study for a few years. And we studied them also in the context of South Africa's economic freedom fighters to try and, understand how does collective association manifest itself in the 21st century. So the fact that infrared is like a Mongolian horde was very intentional on our part. And the connection to Mongolian nomadic, hordes was also something we drew as well. This is also, this is why I'm bringing up Chapo, because Chapo Trap House is trying to replicate infrared's very avant-garde and advanced form of, digital army, optics and creation to promote a guy named Pritzker, some Chicago mayoral candidate for the Democrats for president, Pritzker. The thing is that Chapo Trap House actually has family ties to Pritzker, and it is even speculated, and there's even evidence for the fact, that Chapo Trap House is a money laundering scheme for the Pritzker family. So they're connected to those Pritzker people, and they specifically tried to copy the Mongol aesthetic. The Mongol aesthetic is very powerful because nomadicism is the most pure and purified and distilled form, or undistilled, I don't know what else you call it, of like an online army. People really underestimate infrared. Like, when I say nomadic, we mean that in Deleuze, the Deleuzian sense, right? So Deleuze was a kind of phenomenologist of, the digital era, whether he owned up to this, acknowledged this or not. And Deleuze had an idea of nomadicism that was based in a kind of movement within smooth space. So Deleuze distinguished two types of spaces, right? One is stratiated space, and stratiated space is basically, if I recall correctly, it's a type of nodal to nodal movement within a given abstract space or spatial continuum. Whereas smooth space refers to the movement of things on the plane of immanence, right? Something along these lines, right? I'm a bit rusty, but we studied this. Infrared's, the showrunners, we studied this, and the connection between the Deleuzian nomadicism and the actual real-life nomads was very, monad versus nomad, exactly. That's exactly it. The movement between monads for Deleuze is stratiated space, whereas a nomad who's operating in smooth space is basically not constricted by specific monads or specific nodes. It's basically the idea, right? And, the infrared guerrilla army is moving in smooth space. It's a nomadic army, which is not operating at the level. See, actually, I would put it this way. If you want a good introduction to Deleuze, I know I'm all over the fucking place, but I want to teach you some stuff, right? The way I see it, people who organize IRL and go accost strangers on the street as the primary form of spreading information, they are operating in stratiated space. They are operating at a level that is severely constricted, not only by, the world, but it's also constricted by a very narrow, game of recognition involving sovereign egos and individuals and, these kinds of discrete forms of recognition that happen IRL, right? Whereas infrared is operating in smooth space on the plane of immanence because we're online. So not only are we not constricted at the level of some kind of common sense, infrared is very depersonalized. Anyone can be part of the guerrilla army. It's not based on a specific ego, besides the Haas personality, which I guess everything is orbiting around right now. The way in which, this proceeds, the way the guerrilla army works, is it's not based on a top-down hierarchy where I'm telling you to do something and then you act. It's based on riding a wave of some sort, right? People recognizing it's very decentralized and it's very Deleuzian, right? We are not one-sidedly Deleuzian, but Deleuze's aesthetic, when I say aesthetic, I mean like in the phenomenal sense. It's very much, very, very much influential to this whole thing, this whole infrared thing, right? Yeah, it's almost, it is almost like a rhizomatic structure. It's not a top-down tree-like structure, a hierarchical structure. It very much does operate. The internet does work like a rhizome. That is how the internet works. The internet doesn't work like, a command, a central command, spreading information in a top-down way. The internet works in a way that's very close to how Deleuze described, being, or whatever you want to call it, in his phenomenology. So, we're here for China and Taiwan, I know, right? But I do want to, use opportunities to educate you guys about stuff, because why not, right?